Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Steelhead Alley Outfitters fishing report with Patrick Robinson. How you doing, Patrick?
I'm doing well, man. Great to be back with you again tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And the rain dance worked. It sounds like the bottom fell out on you guys.
It did. Yeah, not long after we spoke last, the rain came and everything got started quickly. And we are now currently under pretty good water conditions. We've got a couple of streams that are still a little bit on the high side, but most streams are actually looking at pretty good water levels right now, and a lot of fish in the systems. And we've had a lot of clients out in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, and doing real well.
Well, that's awesome. And so, what should anglers expect to see, and what should they do when they're out on the water with this fresh push of water and all these fresh fish?
It's kind of the term that I use is stick and move. I think maybe I'd mentioned it last time as well, but a lot of times people just get in the habit of going to the same hole all the time. And although that does work, holes are holes. Those are resting locations for fish. It's easy to get so fixated on holes that you miss transition water. And transition water is picking pockets, right? It's those small little indentations that sometimes have fast overhead water that those fish may just slide into. And you may get, 3, 4, 5, 6 fish sitting in relatively fast, shallower water transitioning upriver that can be really productive this time of year as fish are pushing. So don't get fixated so much on holes and don't shy away from the transition water that can oftentimes produce one heck of a day.
Got it. And I've got a listener question for you, but before we get there, I want to give a shout out to the Fishing Report sponsor, our friends at Norvise. And, folks, it's a great family-owned business with Tyler and Tim and Michelle, and you should check them out. It's the only vise that truly spins. And if you go to www.nor-vice.com, you can get all of the details. And this is pretty impressive, Patrick, right? Second fishing report. We only asked for questions last week, and I got a question for you. And came in through Instagram from Wisco Backwaters. Don't know his real name, so he's deep undercover. And apparently he likes to swing flies, and he wanted to know what your suggestions were for changing your techniques as a person who prefers to swing as opposed to nymph as you move deeper and deeper into fall and closer to winter.
Well, as it pertains to Steelhead Alley specifically, we have streams that are designated spate streams, which means they're extremely flashy, totally dependent upon rainfall. So that means they're constantly going up and constantly going down. So you have to constantly be changing depending on the stream that you're on. Some clear exceptionally fast. Some tend to have a little bit more stain to them just naturally all the time. So constantly be willing to change. If you're on the smaller streams that are going to clear super fast, don't shy away from running to longer leaders, much lighter tips, sometimes no tips at all, and more of a Scandi style approach, if you will, especially when you're talking clear water, because a lot of people, especially in our area, they're afraid to swing slow when the water, as our water drops, of course, so does the velocity of the water. And so you can't get those nice swings all the time. So you drop to a lighter leader, a longer leader, get those slower presentations, sparse flies. So don't shy away from that on some of the smaller streams. But as it pertains kind of more down the normal track that people swing flies around here, as we progress into the season, obviously water temperatures are going to continue to drop and get slower, right? As the water temperatures get colder, there's the misconception out there that, when the water is really cold, fish won't hit a swung fly. It's just not true, right? Any fish that has an opportunity to eat a well-presented meal is not going to pass that up. So the idea is that you have to make sure that you present those flies to the fish where they're sitting. When the water is warmer, they'll chase further. When the water gets colder, you really have to put it right across their nose. They're not gonna swim 12 feet in cold water temps to chase down something when it's going to cost them more calories than it's worth, right, to eat. So as the water temperatures drop, make sure you figure out where those fish are going to be sitting and present the flies slower and on target, and those fish will eat, right? So change with the conditions, especially with the colder water temps. Slow it down and make sure that you're target specific. Try and figure out where you think those fish are and bump them on the nose, and they'll eat that fly.
Well, there you go. And, folks, we love questions on the articulate fly. If you send them to us, you can email them to us or shoot them to us on Facebook or Instagram. If we read your question, I'll send you some articulate fly swag, and you're going to get entered into a drawing for something cool from the guys at SAO at the end of the season. And before we wrap up, Patrick, I know you had some primo dates just fall open. You want to let folks know what's open, and maybe they can reach out to you and get those booked.
Yeah, we just had one of our top guides, longest standing senior guides on our team, just had a cancellation for the end of this week, Thursday and Friday. I think that's November, did I say 5th and 6th, I think. Anyways, it's Thursday and Friday of this week. The forecast is supposed to be out of sight as far as, nice fall day to be out on the water. And I would hate to see those dates go to waste. So if anybody out there has been thinking about it, now's your chance to get on the books and take advantage of some early season steelhead. A lot of fresh chrome out there ready to be had. So come and get it.
Yeah. So speaking of coming and get it, why don't you let folks know where they can find you on the internet and phone number and all that kind of good stuff, Patrick?
Yeah, so you can find us on the internet at steelheadallyoutfitters.com, or you can reach me by email at team@steelheadallyoutfitters.com and call me time at 888-453-5899.
Well, there you go. And all that stuff's in the show note, folks. And, you owe it to yourself. Early part of steelhead season. Go ahead and scratch that itch and get out and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Patrick.
Thanks, Marvin.